On February 1st, the Bear Valley Unified School District held a board meeting at the Big Bear Middle School, which started about 6:30 p.m. but lasted until about 10 p.m. This board meeting was uplifting and encouraging for some, but contrasted with the sobering realities of the recent state school budget cuts. The board meeting started with some worthy recognition for high school students representatives Clint Robinson and Emma Sevilla, whom have represented their schools to the board for the past year. Many kind, encouraging words were spoken to these students by the board. Also recognized was Terry Plants, the Maintenance and Operations Supervisor, for his team's great work in restoring the art room at Big Bear High School. During the public comments section, there was some emotional pleas from parents and students to retain a district employee who was dismissed by the district. The biggest decision the board had to make was whether or not to put a parcel tax initiative on the ballot, and there was also more interesting public comment.
I'd like to go ahead and make a recommendation based on consensus of the governing board at a board workshop meeting held on January 25th of 2012, and with positive support from community members. I recommend approval to proceed with a parcel tax election. I'd like to go ahead and authorize to move forward with the parcel tax. The next step would be to post a public notice for public hearing regarding potential parcel tax measure.
I'm Joseph Cottrell, and I'm one of the parcel owners. I pay my tax. My money went to Sacramento. You want money? You go to Sacramento. No more. No more. I pay enough. I give enough money to the state. They misuse it. They misappropriate it. They have bad priorities. Don't come back to me. I have given to Caesar what is Caesar's. You go to Caesar if you want money. I only have to work to get 40% to vote no. 40%.
Michael Perry here. I'm speaking as an individual, not as a representative of any particular group that I may be associated with, so it's just me tonight. Some of us may be angry, but I wanted you folks to realize that we're not angry at you, the school board, staff members, etc. You folks are in the most difficult position that I have ever seen for elected officials in Big Bear Valley. I've never seen anything like this. It's scary. It's scary because our children are at stake, our children's education, our children's futures at stake. So you have my gratitude for continuing to sit in those chairs and not take a hike and go somewhere else. What the California legislature and governor have done to education in California, in my opinion, is criminal. They should all be thrown out. We should start over again. I have a grandson that's headed towards our school system, and so it really means a lot to me. My son was born here in our hospital and raised here through our school system. His son now is headed towards our school system, and what the state of California has in store for my grandson is frankly not acceptable. I'm not going to stand for it. I know you folks aren't also, and I hope the rest of the people here won't stand for it. Getting back to the parcel tax, based on what the state cuts have done to education, there's no way that I am going to vote in November to give the governor and the legislature more money, because there's no way that I can trust them that that money that I may pay in sales tax is ever going to benefit our district. So I'm not going to give Sacramento any more money. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not going to. However, what I am in favor of is local control. I'm in favor of taking a look at a local parcel tax where the money never goes to Sacramento. It comes here, it's entrusted to you folks and your successors, whoever may be elected in the future, to spend directly on our children and my grandson. And that I'm willing to do. And I'm willing to fight for that and help you with that and help pass a parcel tax. I think the only question that is left for you is, how much do you need? How much is reasonable? How much will the community support? That's a tough question. I mean, what is our children's education worth? I mean, for me, for my grandson, would I pay $10 a day or $1 a day or $5 a day? I mean, I pay, you know, a good amount for my grandchild's education. The thing is, if all of us chipped in a little bit, I mean, it's less than $1 a day as far as I'm concerned. If we all chipped in a small amount, then it's not just my grandchild. We're talking about 2,700 children that are going to benefit if we're all willing to put a little bit of money in the pot and support this district and believe in ourselves and you folks. And I do. I believe that our community will support a parcel tax if it's explained to them and if they understand how critical it is. I think the Grizzlies done a great job, but it's just the beginning. I think the average folks on the street, and I've talked to some of them in the last week or two, they don't have any clue as to what's facing you folks, our school district, and our children. The dramatic cuts that are here and are coming in the future, they don't understand what that's going to do to the school system and our children's education. So I guess my challenge for you folks is, don't be afraid to get the bad news out there as soon as possible. Don't sugarcoat it. Tell us what, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but tell us what the downside is. And then tell us what we need to do to give you and the teachers and the staff the tools that you folks need to continue to provide our children and grandchildren with the education that they deserve. Okay? That is what America is about, is giving every child a chance. And without an education, our children don't have a chance. Thank you.
It is official. The school board voted unanimously to put a parcel tax on the ballot, hopefully by June. It is important for our citizens to realize that this money raised, should the measure pass, will go directly to the school district and not to the state, who has been literally robbing our district's funds through loopholes in the laws. It should also be noted that this drastic measure was voted on due to the Governor Brown's decision to eliminate school transportation funding. As many of you know, our district relies on our school buses since many parents both work, have only one or no vehicle, we have little sidewalks, streetlights, or crosswalks, and our unique climate creates hazardous walking conditions. Since over half of our students use school buses, about 1,500 students, it is imperative that we keep our school buses running and our kids in school, and that will require additional funding. I'm Shea Burk, reporting for the Big Bear community.